Hey everyone, this is so annoying because I had recorded this video already and it didn't record. So I'm doing it again. Okay. Hey everyone, it's Makeda Valletta. I just did this entire video on my IG live on my other page, the_body_scientist. But I thought I was also recording it on YouTube so that I would have a copy of the video, and I don't. So I did this whole video and I lost it, which is super annoying. And I really don't want to repeat this whole 30-minute conversation that I already had, but I will, okay? As quickly as possible. So for those of you who do follow me, go look at the original post on my other Instagram page, the_body scientist, okay? Okay. So, once again, my name is Makeda Valletta. If you are not familiar with me and my background, I have a Bachelor of Science degree in Exercise and Sports Science. Repeating all this stuff again, sorry. From the University of Delaware with a concentration in strength and conditioning, a minor in nutrition. Then I did a year and a half of graduate work at Columbia University in applied physiology and nutrition education. Then now I'm completing my master's in strength and conditioning. And I'm an NFCA certified strength and conditioning specialist. I'm a USA Olympic weightlifting coach. What else? An ISSN certified sports nutritionist, exercise physiologist, blah, 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 right? So I've worked in all different aspects of the fitness industry, but my real passion is training athletes. And that's what a strength and conditioning coach does. I kind of went into that in the other video. I don't want to get into it too much again, but I do have videos on my YouTube page about the importance of strength and conditioning. And you should really watch that video and you'll understand. But the strength and conditioning coach, we're not bodybuilding trainers. So we don't train people for an aesthetic. It's more for performance. So people that need to run higher, run faster, jump higher, come back from a knee injury, prevent getting an ACL injury, prevent getting hamstring tears. We look at the common injuries to that sport and any imbalances that athlete may have, and we work to fix that. So I'm sitting by this heater, so I keep shifting my body. So our job is to increase performance and decrease injury, right? That's our job. And so when I got into the general fitness industry, it was kind of tough because it's really based more on aesthetics. And people might have wanted to train with me because of how I look. People want to train with a trainer because of how they look, which is kind of flawed. Because first of all, just because I talk about this in some other videos too, but just because a trainer looks good doesn't mean that you're going to look like them, or it doesn't even mean that they know what they're doing. But also, a lot of times when people see the Serena Williams of the world, or they see my build or whatever, and they're like, oh, they want to look like that, but they're not willing to put in the work over time. Because these bodies, I always say brick houses, they're built over time. You have to build that foundation and keep building on it, right? So people want to, in the general fitness industry, people want to come show you pictures of a body that they want. Some girl wants to look like Serena. Okay, well, are you willing to get up and run up and down 6 flights of stairs 6 days a week for the next 6 years or the next 10 years on top of other things? Are you willing to do that? Most of the time, people are not willing to do that. Most of the time, they'll give up before even they get to a year or 6 months, let alone putting years in. And so I'm always trying to explain to people that, like when you play sports, any high-level athlete you see, anybody who's good at basketball, anybody who, is good at soccer, is a good gymnast, that is years, a really good dancer. That's years of putting in the work of training. And it's important to start in your childhood. When you weren't an active child, when you weren't active as a child, you already set up your genes, and you set up your body to be very efficient at storing fat. Some people's bodies are efficient at storing fat. Some people's bodies are efficient at burning fat. And I talk about that in some of my other videos about metabolism and fitness mistakes to speed up your metabolism, understanding metabolism, burning fat and stuff like that. But some people's bodies are really efficient at storing fat, and they don't have to do much to just store fat. And other people's bodies are really efficient at burning fat, and they don't have to do much to burn it, and so that's kind of like how you're set up. But it's like, if you weren't doing anything when you were younger, and then you get older, like if you already have like you don't have good muscle tone, you're not really lean, you have like, because some people can have extra body fat, but they have muscle under the fat, so they have a shape. But then there's other people where it's just fat. Either way, you just have to understand that you have to put in the work. Okay, this is not something that's going to happen in a couple of months. You have to think long term. You have to think years. You have to think, if I haven't been doing anything for years, then I'm going to have to do something. I'm going to have to engage in strenuous activity continuously for years. Like, let's be real. The fitness industry wants to sell people lies. But people that think that you can just do a little light workout and in 30 days you're going to have these drastic results. So you can go to Weight Watchers and go on these little diets. No, you know what I'm saying? Nutrition and exercise work hand in hand, because if you don't eat the right foods, the things that you do from working out, your body won't build as efficiently as it should. So they go hand in hand. And if you've spent years eating crap or years eating a depleted diet, and your metabolism is jacked up too, even with the exercising, it's not going to fix it the way it should if you don't start eating traditional nourishing foods. Okay, and so it's critically important. And I feel like playing sports, I feel like sports as a kid is really important. But even people who are dancers, I believe in sports and I believe in the arts. But let's say someone didn't play sports, but they were a dancer. At least they understand the importance of physical, like putting in physical work. Because you could be a musician, you could be a singer, you could be an actress and be lazy. There's a lot of people who are into drama and they're so out of shape. So they're not used to physically putting in the work, physically exerting themselves over time. Like a musician knows how to exert themselves over time, practicing their instrument, but it's not physically demanding, so it doesn't put that into them. And that's what I think that sports kind of does, or dance. And so it's really, so my other video is more extensive, but this one is shorter, and you can check out the other videos I'll post below that kind of get more into depth. And I'm just going to say also quickly to add to, this is about training like an athlete, right? So this means that it's not just about a look. It's not bodybuilding. A lot of times it's just about a look, but it's like, what can you do? The look comes from that. Let's focus on the strength and the endurance and being able to do something, and the look will come from that, right? So when people would ask me, like when I got into pole dancing, for example, a lot of girls would ask me, oh, did your body get like this from pole? And it's like, no, my body was like this before I started pole dancing. When I started pole dancing, my abs probably got a little bit more defined. Maybe my arms, and I'm really into my training, my arms might be a little bit more defined, but my arms, like my body's pretty much still the same way it always has been. But that's because ever since I was a kid, I've been playing sports. So I was a softball pitcher. Also with the booty, people always ask me, how you get your ass like that? How'd you get your butt like that? And it's part genetics. It's part genetics, but it's also engaging in booty building activities. So growing up, I was a softball pitcher. We constantly lunge. Fencing, you're in a lunge position. Basketball, where I average 18 rebounds a game. You're jumping constantly, jump, in basketball. More work in your glutes. I skated. I played soccer. I skated, rollerbladed, did all kinds of dance that involved the legs. Then I grew up. And I also continued to dance and stuff. And I know I ran track in college, and I remembered that my butt was the biggest, and my thighs, to the point where I was uncomfortable. And then as the years went on after college, I didn't engage in that as much. And I remember my thighs and my butt weren't as big as they were. And so I always knew, and I always remembered ice cream. I used to eat a lot of ice cream. So I always remembered ice cream and sprinting is the ice cream and sprinting, or really working my booty and thighs on the level that sprinting works it, is what is going to build it. And so there's always been, this critical component, but it's over time. If I slack and I sit around not doing anything for the next 6 months, I'm not going to get fat. I pretty much look the same, but I'll lose weight. I'll lose some of my thickness and just get thinner. So it's like you have to stay consistent. Even the people who are in shape have to stay consistent. Even professional athletes still go to practice all the time. They never get so good that they're like, oh, I can skip practice today. I can skip practice this week. No, they still, because they'll lose a little bit of their endurance, a little bit of their strength, a little bit of their skills. So you have to stay on it. It has to be like a part of your life, is just being strong and active. And I feel like, consistency is key. And the fitness industry sells people these short little things and these amazing, unrealistic expectations in a short period of time, but that is not realistic. Okay. So I'm just going to end this because I do have other things to do. I just wanted to re-record this because I lost the original video. Be sure to check out, my other YouTube videos on my page, The Body Scientist 81, where I have videos about the difference between sports nutrition and bodybuilding nutrition. I talk about how to recognize a good trainer. I talk about metabolism and facts about metabolism and burning fat. So check all of that out because I come from a scientific perspective. And I'm always available to work with clients from a distance and in person. I'm from New York, but I reside in Chicago, so I'm back and forth between New York and Chicago. And I'm also in New Orleans, and sometimes I'm in Cali. I will be in California soon. I kind of bounce around, so I'm always available to work with people whenever I'm in a certain city. I'm in DC a lot, and I always post that, but I'm also available to work with people from a distance as well. So, make sure you follow me on Instagram and YouTube, and I hope you learned something from this, and I hope I said everything that I wanted to say. Okay, so thanks for listening, and have a good day. Bye, people.